from above her, burdened of her wings. Now she flies. Strings, these are mysterious things. We left her up high, now she'll fly.
Hey there, everybody. It's Damon. How's it going? Oops. So we're back for another VFX Photoshop tutorial. I do a lot of my visual effects frame by frame in Photoshop. There might be a quicker way to do some of the things that I do in After Effects, but I'm still learning After Effects. Anyway, what I am going to be showing you today, this is basically a continuation of my previous stream where we let's see, so I'll show you the effect that I'm working on. Oh, actually, why don't I start off by showing you the the scene that I am working on. It's for those of you not familiar. I've been working on a shot-for-shot toy recreation of one of my favorite scenes from Star Wars: The Mandalorian, which is from Season 1, Episode 2, when Mando takes on the Jawas SandCrawler and tries to, get get his parts back. So that is that scene just absolutely blew me away, and of course, being the toy collector that I am, and I love to recreate scenes shot for shot, I immediately started thinking about how I would love to try to do that. So I started working on this over the summer, and I've got about a minute of edited, completed scene so far. I'm not going to do the entire sequence, but I'm going to do as much as I can. And so every shot that I do is based on a real shot from the show. So why don't I just show you where we are at right now, and then I'll get started on the effect. So here's the scene. Here's the video so far. Alright, so that's where we're at with that. And the effect that I'm working on today is this one. Oh, here it is. One second here. So it's one of the final, it's the final shot of my sequence, and what I've got here is, oh, okay, sorry about that, 1 second. Let me get that right for you on the screen. Okay. And so what I've got here is a practical effect that I'm enhancing with a Photoshop enhancement to animate the lightning bolt the electric voltage that's surging through Mando's body. So I used a practical effect that was a little electricity that came with a certain Star Wars toy from the prequels, and it's the perfect it's the perfect thing to when you're playing with your toys to electrify anybody, because you can just put it over any action figure pretty much, and it makes it look like they're getting shocked. So if you do this with animation and you move it around, it looks like the electric bolts are surging through his body. But as you'll see, it's a little bit, with the practical effect, it just kind of pops in and out of existence, where when I animate it, it kind of moves around like it does on the show. It kind of like, mine is of course a little exaggerated, but so that's basically it, and I'm doing a pretty simple effect here. I'm just using a plate, uh, which is a very common effects tool where you take a clean frame of what you're trying to, whatever you're shooting, and then you add another element and you shoot it again, and then you can combine those two if you need to, remove rigging, or if there's, whatever you need to remove out of the element that you add to the foreground. You've got a clean background that you can just easily apply. So what I applied that compositing technique to this by what we've got here is a push-in where I was physically moving the camera toward the ground, from above, to capture this camera movement. It's a real camera movement. It's not a zoom. But what I did was a cycle of 4 frames, where, if you'll see in this, so first I would take a frame without the practical effect element in it, so it's a nice clean frame, and then without moving anything I would add the physical practical effect. And this was a long exposure, just so you know, so that I could achieve this sort of glow effect. I have a little handy flashlight that's a UV flashlight designed to, so it's like a blacklight flashlight. It's designed to detect pet urine, so you can get these pretty cheaply at any pet store. And I use a long exposure to just sort of hit whatever I'm trying to make glow. And a lot of, as you know, like hitting a blacklight on certain things makes them glow, but while other things don't glow. So it's pretty handy because that translucent plastic electricity element does glow under the UV, while really nothing else in the shot does. Worked out pretty well. But again, what I would like to do is animate the electricity. So and I want it to have some continuity to it over the course of a few frames, so that the eye has the time to see it, surging through his body from one point to another. So in order to achieve that, I took 4 frame cycles again, where first I would take one with nothing, then I would take one with the electric element, then I would push the camera in for the next frame and shoot it again, so nothing is moved but the camera, and then, so that's the 3rd frame, and then the 4th frame would be another plate, so that I could really easily combine these 2 frames and these 2 frames into a 4-frame image sequence where the same lightning bolt or whatever electric bolt is surging through his body in whatever way I like. So I like to make it go up and down and around, or so here, I'll watch it again frame by frame what I've got so far. I mean, I'm kind of learning as I go. This was an idea that I had, and I'm just kind of, as with a lot of the effects that I do, I'm just kind of figuring it out on the fly. So, this is what I've got so far, and I think it's coming out pretty well. I think it's kind of overdoing it. I might go back and make it a little more subtle, because it's a lot more than what's in the show. By the time he's on the ground in the show, it's just little kind of little bolts, but whatever. I've got this big plastic toy, so I can't really, I mean, I guess I could comp it in smaller, shooting it separately as a separate element. I think that's what most people would do, is shoot it as a separate element and then just put it in. But I like to shoot things on set, even when I'm gonna add a visual, I mean a digital, even if I'm gonna enhance it digitally later, I like to have a practical effect to work with when I can. So that's why I like to do Pepper's ghosts and things like that. When other people would just do just comp something in at 50% opacity, I like to shoot through a pane of glass and actually get a reflection. You know, I do things the hard way. That's the point I'm trying to make. But that's what we're going to do today, is go through these frame by frame and do some more lightning bolt surges. I keep calling them lightning bolts. So forgive my terminology. We're just going to have some fun here making electricity surge through Mando's body. Because I've got a lot of frames to go. So it's basically the same thing over and over again, but you know, a little different every time. And actually, I'm going to really kind of start toning it down at this point and eliminating the great majority of it and having like just single volts, whatever you call it. Single bolts of electricity surging through his body. So let's open up Photoshop and start the process here. Where is it? Where is it? One second. I've got my Photoshop over here. Why isn't it? Oh. I can't figure out what I've done wrong here. Why I can't see my... Hold on. Okay. There we go. Now, get rid of this. Okay, now we're good. Sorry about that. I'm kind of new to streaming and haven't quite figured out all of the, you know, live editing that you have to do to keep things moving. Anyway, here we go. I'm on the wrong... I don't have my stuff open yet. Oh, I can cancel that. Okay, now let me just find my... Oh yeah. There it is. Okay. So here we are. So I've got to open up my next sequence of 4 frames and then combine them. Okay, so here they are. It's a really simple process, as you'll soon see. And hopefully moves fairly quickly. We basically just use one tool, which is the eraser. So here we have 4 frames open. We're going to start with the first 2, 37 and 38. So 37 is our plate. That is what it's called, and that, you know, it's the clean frame without the practical effect in it. So what I do, the workflow that I have developed here for this 4-frame process is to do the first 2 and then the second 2, and what I do quickly is select everything in this frame, bring it over this frame, plop it down, then I grab everything from this frame by first you know, closing that thing I just dropped and going to the background layer and grabbing that, copy, select all, copy, bring it back to the first one, and plop that down. So now we've got, each one has both versions of the same shot, so it makes it easy, super easy to combine them. So here they are. So the next step is for me to decide how I want the electricity to travel in this 4-frame sequence. And again, I want it to kind of die down a little bit. It's been a little bit too much, so I have to just kind of maybe choose my favorite parts here, and just do those. So let's see, what what did it, I like to check where the previous one ended to decide. Okay, so it seems like it surged up through his body and down his arm. So if there's a way to start it from his arm, from his hand area, let's see if that's doable. Well, not really, but we have the elbow here. So, but I could what I could do with this one is have it travel both directions outward from the arm. I'm just trying to do something different every time. So, but have it kind of just shoot this way and this way. And maybe goes all the way around. I mean, in the show, I believe it was traveling pretty slowly. It would just kind of crackle a little bit across one little part of his armor or whatever. So, you know, I'm really going overboard with this. This is broad strokes. But I do want it to go over his face over here. So anyway, let's just try that. Let's try animating it in both directions this time, because I've done it like a few different ways. I've done it kind of going around or up to down, down to up. So now let's just try that. So the way we do this, the first frame is always going to be eliminating almost everything. So I'm just going to get a really big brush here for a second on my eraser with a not a hard edge The hardness is only 54%. So, wait. Maybe I want it to. No, I think this should be the second frame. The first frame, like something like this should be the second frame. But first frame, it'll be less. It'll be like that. The lightning, the electricity is reaching out. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good first frame. The thing is not to overthink it, but we're not done yet. I learned the hard way that I've got to make sure and eliminate everything but that electricity, because the physical effect leaves shadows, or the physical element casts shadows on the figure and on the surrounding area. So see, for example, see that? So I got to get rid of all that. It's really easy though. I just need to basically get rid of everything. Oops. Cut that a little too close. Get rid of everything but that by making a little island, making it into a little island there in the middle of a empty space. Selecting it with whatever tool, selection shape tool, inverse the selection and delete everything. Okay, so that's but I do have to now go in closer and do a little more, get a little closer to the edge of that electric bolt. So I'm gonna go back to my eraser and make it a much smaller, maybe not that small, about 43. Oh, it won't let me do 42. Come on, let me just do 42. Alright, so 42, for safety's sake. We're just going to kind of, go in as close to the edge of that as possible. I know it's not really perfect. And the weird thing about this is that it makes it look like, if I'm going to do all this, then why not just comp it in? But the thing about it is that it's a little bit translucent, so you can see the figure under there a little bit. So that's what I like, rather than making it. Maybe I should. But see, if I start messing with the opacity or something to make it, that's gonna make it look too much like I just comped it in, where I want it to retain the practical effect look, but then I noticed that in some ways it looks cool as a practical effect. It's just popping in and out of existence. But anyway, I believe that this is better. The slight animation is better because it's more accurate to the show, and it's fun for me to learn, how to do this. Yeah. So anyway, I'm just trying to get as close to that edge. Oh, shoot. Close to that edge as possible. I don't have to get every nook and cranny. I'm not not sure that anybody cares but me about all this. If I just left it as the practical effect, is anybody really gonna like it better? I don't know. But I think it's worth it. Alright, I think we're good. Don't want to do too much. That is to say, you have to balance your time here. So, good enough for frame 1. Move on to frame 2. I'm not going to save it. I mean, I'll save it, but I'm going to merge it down at when I'm done with this. Sort of lock it in, but first I'm just going to go through all 4 frames in case I change my mind. So you see how the shadows pop in there? It looks like the ground moved or something. I you know, I must have bumped a little piece of dirt down here. I had to be real careful because none of this was glued down. It was all just kind of. This is a photograph printout of muddy dirt, but there was too much glare from the light above, so I got some dirt from a plant outside and threw it on. Anyway, so we're on to the second frame. So the electricity needs to continue to surge in both directions from the elbow. So we're just going to eliminate everything but that. Oops. Wrong layer. So I have to remember that this is the reverse of the other shot where I plopped the plate on top of the second shot. So I have to flip-flop the order of these 2 layers. So I unlock the background layer and raise it up above. So now, oh no, wait. Alright, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that looks pretty good, I think. Gosh, I maybe should have done this double branching before, but alright, who cares? Moving on. I can always go back and redo this. Let's just fine-tune this just a little bit. But actually I have to do the same thing I did before and go in and eliminate everything but the electricity to get rid of these shadows. Sometimes I leave a little bit in because the UV light did kind of reflect a little bit off of some of the edges on his armor, so I tried to leave that in when I could, but you can't have a shadow. It's not really supposed to have a shadow, I don't think. I don't know. What did I do? Okay. This brush is a little big. Oh, too close. Ooh, too close. Alright. That's pretty good. Just gonna get rid of the rest of it. Oh, dang it. I make that mistake a lot where I do a lot of erasing all at once without lifting my finger off of the button, and then end up making a mistake 6 seconds into that and then have to go back when I goof. Start over. Alright, so now selecting the inverse of my little island there and getting rid of all that unwanted stuff. So now it's just pretty much the lightning bolt, electricity bolt. Oh, you can still see a little shadow there. I'll tighten that one up on its helmet a little bit. Yeah, just gotta try to get that a little closer. Oh. Okay. Better. I mean, see, this tiny little bit looks like it could be a blue, you know, glow kind of electric field around the current. Let's see if I can do this a little better. Okay, moving on. So here again is first frame. Oops, let's just try to get those the same. First frame, second frame. That's looking pretty good. I like that. Alright, anyway, moving on to the second 2 frames, we're going to do that same technique again where we select all, copy, and then drop it in onto the last frame. which is our plate. This time it's reversed, and the last frame of the 4 is another plate. So we drop that in. You make that layer invisible. Go to the background layer, select all, copy. Go back to the previous frame and drop it on top. So now this time again, the plate is on top, so we've got to flip-flop these layers, unlock the background, reverse those layers. Now the plate is on the bottom as it should be. Makes it real easy to just go in once again and just get rid of what we don't want. So now the previous shot was this, so now this one so for the third frame I usually start to erase where the original starting point of the electric bolt is, and extend the other parts. So so let's be a little more selective here about what we're erasing. So getting rid of this tail right here, because that we can still consider using. Okay, but we're going to get rid of the elbow here. Looks a little weird. That looks pretty good, right? Let's see what the previous one looked like. It's still a lot going on there. I said I was going to tone it down, but I guess all right. Looks pretty good though. But wait, what's going on here? Didn't I eliminate? No, I haven't eliminated all the stuff around this yet, so yeah, we gotta do that. So here we go. Once again, just gonna get rid of everything but the electric bolt. I do kind of like it around there though, I don't know. I'm kind of changing my mind mid effect. That's not good. A lot of times there's not the continuity that I would like to have, you know, the precision of the physics of whatever effect I'm trying to do a lot of times. Because I kind of shoot from the hip, don't always plan everything out. I just kind of try a lot of stuff in the moment, see if it works, and usually I figure it out halfway through how I should have been doing it the whole time, kind of thing. But you know, live and learn. I mean, that's what the whole for me, that's why I'm sharing all this. That's why I'm doing all this, is to kind of, it's all just practice because it's just toys and it's just all for fun and we're all just having a good time and there's no point in doing it unless we're all having a good time. So you've got to, you can't overthink it. You can't put too much planning into it. You should put enough planning into it that it's a challenge, that you are learning from the experience and doing something that you haven't done before without repeating the same thing over and over. But and then make sure to not put too much time into your prep that you never end up having your shooting day happen. So for me, I kind of err on the side of jumping in the deep end and starting shooting when I'm not even ready. I don't write a lot of stuff down. I mean, because there's no point. You don't need storyboards for something like this because you just use the source material to look at what the frame looks like and then what yours looks like. And mine is certainly not going to look like everything like what the show looks like, but it's going to be sort of my version of it, and as quick as I can throw together in the time that I have with no money. So, alright, so that's looking pretty good right there, I think. I just want people to be aware of, that's why I'm just trying to be transparent about my process, because I just dive into these projects without knowing how I'm going to accomplish half of the effects that I want to do, and then I just figure it out while I'm doing it. Okay, so again, what I'm doing here is eliminating everything around the lightning bolt pretty much, and then making a little island of it, then selecting that with the shape selection tool, then flopping it with the inverse, select everything but that, and deleting it. So then we see what that looks like. Pretty good. Compare it to the previous. You know what? Let's get rid of this too. Yeah, I really should have it creeping slower. That's what I've got to do is start making it creep slower. Alright, anyway, that's looking pretty good. I've got two disconnected snakes here. Kind of like that. I should have done that before. Alright, so now we're on to the last frame. Of our 4-frame cycle. We've got a lot of frames to go. And so now we're going to eliminate almost everything again except for the tail end, or the last bits. So, oh, I did it the wrong. I'm still on the wrong layer. So I'm gonna undo that. Flip the layers. Okay, there we go. Deselect here and get rid of all of this. Let's get a bigger brush. what does that look like? Alright, for this previous one I'm going to get rid of a little more, so it has a little ways to go, I guess, huh? It's probably better. So then, oh, when did it move there? Oh, well, no big deal. We'll get rid of all that. Oh, no, we won't. It's in the plate. Ah, shoot. Oh, well. I think that looks pretty good. I kind of got rid of more than that than I wanted to, so let's just select a little bit of this. See, that's why I haven't saved those previous layers yet, in case I want to go back and grab that. So let me just put this over this in the right spot. What am I doing here? Where is it? What? Oh, okay. Why isn't it lining up? I guess that's it right there. So yeah, now let's get rid of some of this, but not all of it. Okay, that's... Oh, but we don't need all this. Okay. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So now we got 4 done. Hopefully we can speed this up a little bit. Oh, but this one's not done yet. Right, I gotta finish going around. Oh, let's just merge these 2 layers just to kind of... Oh, that's not necessary. Let's just get rid of what we don't need here. Kind of go faster. Because I'm taking too long. Not worry as much about the edges. Alright. Oops. That's on the other layer. Oh, I wanted those. I wanted that little bit. Okay, now we're good. Make our little island here. Oops. Make our little island Now I'm sounding like Bob Ross. Not a bad thing. Isolate our little island and select it with a shape tool. Select inverse and delete everything else. Now we're going to turn on that background, deselect, and merge down. Oh, sorry. Should have meant flatten image. And we're going to save it. Okay. Now we're going to merge them all down and save them. Move on to the next 4. Okay. Okay, so let's see what these look like here. That looks pretty good. So we'll grab the next 4. See, these are. Okay, so once again, we've got 4 frames. And the first frame, oops. First frame is our plate. Second frame First frame is our plate, cleaned plate without the practical effect. Second frame has the place the practical effect in it, long exposure, UV flashlight, lighten it up. Then for the third frame I move the camera in a little closer, very slightly, without moving the electric bolt. And then for the final frame I remove the electric bolt. So there it is, 4 frames. So we are going to extend the animation of this bolt over the 4 frames. So first thing we do is grab everything, select all, and copy the first frame, drop it on the second frame. Oops. Then we clear the visibility on that top layer and grab the background layer, select all, copy, bring it back to the first photo and drop that down. So now each of the first 2 frames have both layers that we need to make the composite. Now what's this bolt gonna do? This time I've really got to tone it down, so I think I'm just gonna have this guy go up here like this and over like so, and then maybe branch out that way and that way, but just pretty minimal. Get rid of all this other stuff. Something like that to start. Now we want to clean that up some more. Make our little blue electricity island. Happy little island. Middle of the water of the void. The ever expanding void. Now we're going to take the selection tool. Select that area. Select the inverse. Oh, I have 2 updates available. Great. My computer can't handle them. Alright, so the inverse. Delete everything else. Alright, and boom. Done with that one. Moving on to the second frame. Now for this one, again, we have to flip-flop the top layer and the bottom layer, because the plate right now is on top and we need it on the bottom. So we unlock the background layer and bring it up top. Now we're ready to go. So for the first frame, it was just this. Deselect that. And now we want to keep that going. Okay, so get rid of all this, get rid of all this. Something like that, maybe. Yeah, maybe something just as simple as that, and then I just start getting rid of it and extending it only just a little. We'll see. But so far so good on this, but we've got to clip that a little closer. Too lazy to do the fine tuning I was doing a minute ago. Just want to get this done. I mean, that's the thing with toy cinema. It's like you want it to look amazing, but you could spend a really long time on the finishing touches, or you could do what I do and skip the whole like mouth animation process or whatever. Just release it without the mouth moving. You know, I take a lot of shortcuts because I also take a lot of long ways, so I gotta balance the two. Okay, looking pretty good. Moving on. Okay, so let's see what the last one was just that. So now, yeah, we're still just gonna get rid of. Oh, I did it again. Oh, I haven't even done my doubled up my layers. So right. So we're on the second two. So we gotta grab, select everything, copy, bring it over to the last frame, drop it down. Then clear that visibility, go to the background layer, select that, select all, copy, bring it back to, oh, what did I just do there? I changed it to the crop tool, sorry. Go back to 43 and drop a plate down on top of it. So now we gotta reverse these two layer orders here, unlock the background, bring it up top. Now we're ready to go. Check that previous frame. Okay. So now we just get rid of all this again. Do we want to extend that out? Maybe. But I also want to get rid of this. What does that look like? Trying to tone it down a little bit. Not sure I'm liking this though. What's going on with this? What don't I like about it? Let me back up a couple of frames and see what I. Oh, I'm on the wrong. Wrong frame. Okay, so yeah. Back up a couple of moves. Yeah, that's pretty good. Whoops. Oopsie. What did I do? Alright. So now we isolate our island. Nooks and crannies. What are those called? Archipelago? I don't know what these things are called. Alright, so let's now we just get our shape select tool, go around the island, select the inverse, and delete. Pretty good. There's that shadow right there. I maybe want to get a little closer shave on. I don't like these ends very much. They're a little too... they just fade in a way that I do not like. So let's see. Go back to the eraser, get a smaller brush. It's hard to figure out what shape. I guess that's what I should do, is kind of get them down to a fine point. Something like that. I guess I should have figured that out to start with, because that looks better than what I've been doing. Yeah, looks kind of cool. Oh, but I was trying to get rid of this. That's what I was trying to do. Alright, good enough, good enough. Okay. Moving on to the last frame. So, what are we going to do now? Let's again get rid of all this crap. Oop, I did it again. I always make that same mistake that I was on the wrong layer. Not using any of this stuff. Oh yeah, get rid of that too. No, that's right. Okay. How about that? don't they line up? What's going on? That or something? Duh. There. That's sort of okay. Guess I gotta fine tune those, taper those points. A little bit. Not loving this. I wish I had a little more artistic savvy to do this a little better, a little more like real electricity or whatever, but you know, looks okay, I guess. Okay, so let's isolate these islands and be done with this set. Oops. Oops. Jeez, I'm saying that a lot. Right about now. Okay. Better. Closer, closer, closer. Closer. Fine. Make it a little smaller. Okay. I'd say that's pretty good. So we got our islands. Select the inverse. Delete. Easy done. Okay. So how does this sequence look? Pretty neat. Moving on. Oh, right. Gotta save them. I've got to merge them down and save them all. Ooh. What is this? Okay. Shoo. It takes a while to do these, huh? Let's see where we're at here. Okay. Man, there's still a lot to go. Man, that's a lot. Okay. I need to take a little break here. Got through what, 2 of these? Man. That one went a little faster. But let's just watch this one more time. Whoops. God damn it. Man, what the heck? Alright, guys. I can't seem to find. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait a minute. What? What's going on? Okay. Alright, so let's watch a different movie while I have a little quick break here, grab a snack. Let me just select that so we can watch it all. Oh, did my camera freeze? There we go. Now, let me find that. Here we go. All right. Let's watch Hood. This is a movie I made a few years ago. A couple of years ago. Oh my God. Coming up on 3 years ago. I apologize in advance for the sound. It's probably going to be terrible. Wait, what's going on? Why can't you see everything?
If you could live anywhere in the galaxy, I mean anywhere, which type of planet would you choose? A forest planet? A mountain planet? A desert planet?
I don't know. Maybe a planet with all those things?
Well, I guess that's possible. I've never heard of any.
Loser buys the Kyber Crystal Cream.
Kyber Crystal Cream, you're on. Good call, my young Padawan.
Padawan? We'll see who's the learner and who is the master. Don't make me destroy you. I told you to quit while you were ahead. Looks just like you. Mwah. Wilbur Hood, I love you.
I love. No.
What the hell? Smells tear us all apart.
Don't just stand there. Help me with this. Quickly, everyone take cover.
No, you can't.
I must, dear. I must. There comes a day in every man's life when he must stand up and face what must come. We're fine. We're all fine.
Did you hear that? They've shut down the main reactor. We'll be destroyed for sure.
Hush, cut the chatter. Stand back, foul beast. Take that, and that, and that.
Why did you have to be so brave? What are we going to do?
Psst. Get the gun. Come on. Oops, this is not good. I'm terribly sorry about all this.
You're doomed.
Someone has to save our skins.
No, it's too dangerous.
If you'll excuse me, I won't be.
No, Willow.
Hey, move Milka!
Take it. Take it.
Gee!
The Empire's taking control of the city. I advise everyone to leave before more Imperial troops arrive.
I gotta get out of here. Oh no. I'm distracted.
Beach planet, I guess.
I don't like saying it's all coarse and rough and irritating. It gets everywhere. My dream is to get away from all the same off-world environment somewhere hermetically sealed, if such a place exists.
All right. Now. There it is. Nope. Where's my Photoshop? Okay, that's looking like it, yeah. So next 4 frames we're grabbing. Once again, I shot all of these in a 4-frame cycle where I would shoot a plate first. Wait, that's not a plate. This is the first plate. Then the second frame I would shoot. I wouldn't move anything, but I would add the physical practical effect element. It's all long exposures, so then I would hit that with a UV flashlight to enhance the glow. Then for the third frame I would move nothing except the camera, move it in a little closer, and then shoot another long exposure with the practical effect element there, and then last one more plate. So now I'm going to combine these two and the first two to make a 4-frame long arc of animated electricity. So that's how it is. It's real simple. It's just called using a plate, a background plate. It's very simple, very common tool of filmmaking to eliminate, all the wires and rigging and whatever else people do in these situations. So we're going to the first 2 frames, and what I do is select all, copy, and bring that over to the second frame and drop the plate in there on top. Then I make that layer invisible, grab the background frame, select all, copy, bring it back to the first frame, and drop it down on top. So now we've got our electricity on top of the plate, and we can just erase what we don't want. So first I gotta figure out where's this electricity bolt gonna originate from. Starting to get some repetitive placement here. It's, there are only so many ways to put this, to orientate this physical element to have it rest easily on him, but anyway, I tried to vary it up to some degree. But I guess it's up to me to make the animation look different every time. So last time it was kind of going all over his chest here, so maybe it'll maybe it should start here and branch out in these 4 ways, but kind of branch out. Yeah, let's try that. So for the first frame, I'm going to eliminate most everything, of course. That's what I've been doing. That's what I'll continue to do here. So let's tighten up those. I just don't love the way they fade out like this. So I'm going to shrink down the brush size and not that small, maybe. Kind of mess with these just a little bit. Oh man, it makes it look too liquid the way I've been doing it. I don't know. I don't really like how I've done a lot of these. Oops. I wish I had more skills with airbrushing. I should make it more like angular and not round. You know, yeah, maybe the round edge is what's killing me here. I don't really want a hard edge, but because that's gonna look weird. That definitely isn't what I want. Well, see, everything's already rounded to begin with. It's very kind of, so I just need to be better with the tool that I'm using, I guess. Okay. So once again, just isolating my little island here. And yeah, I mean, I guess I could just select that way, do the inverse, and boom, everything's gone. I don't really love it. I don't really love that. See what the next one looks like, see if I end up liking it better then, but in the meanwhile here, I'm just going to shave that off a little better. Alright, I should have left it, because if I leave a little, then it looks like a blue glow. What happens if I do make it a blue glow? No, that doesn't work. No. Alright, well, you know, it's interesting to check these things out once in a while. But let's see, I'm going to leave this as it is and move on to the next frame, see if it looks good in the animation. So once again, when we move to the second frame, now the plate is on top of the practical effect, so we've got to flip-flop those layers, unlock the bottom layer, move it up top. Now we're ready to go. Now, once again, we're just going to kind of pick up the pace here, crank up the size of this brush, get rid of most everything. Whoa. What does that look like compared to the first frame? Oh. Hey, buddy. Dawkins, what's going on, bud? Dawkins wanted to come say hello. Hey, buddy. This is Dawkins. Alright, so looks alright. Let's clean up these edges a little bit. Oh, so I won't go too close. I'll leave that sort of blue shadow. I've kind of been inconsistent with my blue shadow, but I don't think anybody's really going to notice. Hey Dawkins, what's going on, buddy? Dawkins likes to sit next to me on the chair. Let's just let Dawkins be in the picture here. Dawkins. You're very helpful. Oh. The wire on my camera's going out of here. That's not right. That's not right. Oh, hey Dawkins. No, it's alright, bud. No. This is... We can share the chair. We can share the chair. It's good, bud. It's good. Okay. So that's... Let's see how that looks. Oh no, I gotta clean up these edges just a little. Right. Something like that, maybe. Oops. Oh, I'm like, why is it all blurry? Because it's literally a 3D thing, so a lot of it was sticking up quite a bit off of his chest. Oh no, wait, that's not right. That's kind of okay. Whoops. Let's get those back the right same size. And yeah, that's pretty good. So once again, we've got our island isolated. We just select around it with the spherical selection tube tool and invert the selection, delete everything else. Now Looks pretty good. Moving on to the third frame. Now we've got to, hey buddy, we've got to grab this, select all, copy, bring it to the last frame, drop it down, make it invisible, grab the bottom layer, select all, copy, bring it back to the third frame, drop it down, reverse these two layers, and so now we've got more, now we've got to get rid of still all of this bottom stuff. And maybe get rid of the middle. What does that look like? That looks kind of cool. Okay, so now we are going to isolate our little islands. Oops. Maybe my brush is just a little too big here. Whoops. Okay, that's fairly good. Maybe good enough. Hey dog, what's going on? Okay, what do we think about that? Hey buddy, what's happening? He's like, I'm not giving him enough attention. I have to use both hands. Come on buddy, I got work to do here, bud. Alright, just gonna grab around this with whatever old selection tool is handy, and then select the inverse and delete everything else. Same process over and over and over and over here. I know, it's getting kind of boring, but you know, we're trying to make it a little different every time. let me just fine tune these ends a little bit down here. Buddy. He goes back around, does a circle, comes back around the back. That's so funny, bud. Hey, oh. Alright, that's looking alright. Pretty good, pretty good. Moving on to the final frame. Check the last one. Hey, buddy, come on, bud. Just let me use this other arm. Oh, I did it again. On the wrong layer. Oops. Okay, so getting rid of most of this. What does that look like? Because I want these to look more like they start in, to be smaller to some degree, but I guess I just really can't decide. That's kind of alright though, I think. It's fine. I don't know. I gotta back up a little bit. I think I messed that up. Oops. Did it again. Oh, hey, James Dean. How's it going, man? Sorry I missed you in the chat last time. I was like so tired and whatever. But didn't notice you until you had already gone. Hopefully you're still here now. How's it going, man? So, what I'm doing here real quick is I am trying to animate a practical effect where I have taken a series of 4 photographs. I'm about to be done with this one and then move on to the next one. But I take a series of 4 photographs with two with a practical effect element in it and 2 without. with a little camera move in between. Let me just let my cat out here. Cat suddenly wanted to explore outside. Alright, here, let me just finish this one up and I can start fresh with the next one, and then I'll explain what I'm doing. Oops. What I'm trying to do, yeah. Oh, I know what I can do. Real quick, I'll show you the, yeah. Where is it? Where'd it go? No, that's not it. Oh, I guess I closed it. That's terrible. Okay, well, hold on one second. Let me just finish this. I'll just show you what I'm doing as I do it in the next one. Okay, so I am isolating these elements and I'm getting rid of everything but that, because there's shadows that were cast when the physical element was there, so I need to just kind of isolate these little electric currents. You know what? I kind of like how those little spots are glowing. I don't want it in all the shots, but oops. So I'm just trying to create a little island here so that I can then really quickly select around it with whatever selection tool is handy. Select the inverse and then delete everything else. So then I've got that. So now I'm just going to merge down all of these. I gotta just save these real quick. Oh wait, I see a little sloppy part there. I gotta fix this right here. Okay, there. That's good. Merge down. Save. Oops. Then I gotta move on to the next port. And you'll see what I'm talking about from the beginning. Merge down. Save. Uh-oh. I'm doing good. How are you doing? I'm doing great. I gotta plug in my phone though, or I'll lose track of the chat. Okay. So we're gonna close that and then saving this last one. Okay, so now moving on to the next four, 51 to 54. Is that the next four? Yeah. Okay. So for each what I would try to do here is, the goal was to create a sorry, when the cat was sitting with me, that was a better frame. So what I've got here is 4 photographs in sequence, and so the first one and the first one and the fourth one are what are called plates. So that's a clean frame without the practical element placed in it. So the goal would be to animate the electricity across all 4 frames with a certain amount of continuity to it. So that's the goal, and to then blend blend the frames together. So what we're going to do is take this, select all copy, go to the second frame, drop it down, then make that invisible. I'm just trying to do this real quick to keep things moving. Now you select the background in this frame and go back to the first frame and drop it down on top. So now we've got both frames have both layers on them and can easily get rid of what we don't want. See, they're just right here, and everything's exactly the same except for that and the shadow that it casts. So I have to get rid of the electric bolts that I don't want to make it. So now I got to decide where it's going to start and where it's going to end. So I'm basically getting to the end here. I've been kind of overdoing it a little bit, so I really want to make this one minimalist. So I think I'm going to get rid of everything except for this middle bolt here that's going to go travel here, up here, and to his head up there. And maybe just that's it, because so many of the other ones have been, very made. Cat can't make up his mind. You know how cats are. He wants to just poke his head out for a second and then come back inside and have the option to go out whenever he wants. Okay, so what we're going to do is get rid of everything except the very beginning part of here for this starting frame. So might as well go ahead and get a pretty big brush and get rid of all this stuff. Just have it start out with something like that. So now we're going to isolate that. Oh, we already got a little island here. But we'll isolate the island a little bit, make it easy to grab. Select the inverse. Whoop. Select the inverse and delete everything but that. Boom. Oh wait, there's a little piece of another thing there. Gotta be careful with the details here. Whoops. Oops. It's a good first frame. Now move on to the second frame. And now I gotta reverse the layer order of these 2 frames so that the plate is on the bottom and the electric current is on top. Dawkins, you good? Okay, shut the door. Oh shoot. Man. Now, hold on a second. I gotta make this easier for myself. What's that? What's going on there? Why does that look weird? I must have hit some weird setting on my brush. What did I do here? Huh. That's strange. Why is it? That like won't eliminate it on the first stroke. It won't. It'll just do it on the second stroke. That's weird. I don't know what I did. Knock the settings off somehow on my brush, on my eraser brush. That's strange. Okay, so now let's see what that looks like with this being the first frame. How about that? These are really weird. I don't know what I did with that brush. Oh man, what am I gonna do? Alright, so I've got to isolate the island. It's gonna be difficult. What is with this weird setting, man? Okay. Oh. All right, good enough for now. brush angle and round this. Let's, huh. I've never messed with these two tools, so I don't know what they do. Should I bump one of these brushes or something? I don't know. Well, okay, so anyway, I'll figure it out. So, since I'm on to the third and fourth frame, I gotta do that same thing over and over again, where I select everything, copy it, drop it onto the last frame, and then do the reverse. Grab that background layer and bring it back to the third frame. Flip-flop these layers, and now here we go. Back to erasing all this stuff. I guess I could have left a ghost image of it that whole time, and maybe that would look cool. But I have to save that for the next one. Oh, whoops, that's too much. So have it start erasing itself already. Something like that. What does that look like? See the last one. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, I like it. So isolate the island. What the heck is going on with this, but who cares? It's a sloppy job, but I think it'll do. Selecting the inverse, deleting everything but the lightning bolt, pretty much. And let's see what that looks like. Previous frame, this frame. That's pretty good. A little carpal tunnel kicking in there. I should probably stretch out a little bit. Oh, it's 4:20. Maybe I should take a quick little break. Let's just finish up this cycle. Dawkins, you want to go out again for 2 seconds? Yeah? Okay. No? You don't want to go out? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. No? You're good? Okay, I'm going to shut the door then, bud. And you're going to stay in. Cats are funny. Alright, so for this last frame, I have such a hard time keeping it minimalist as I keep promising. Oop, I do it every time. I start erasing the wrong layer. What does that look like? Huh. I think I did too much. Something like that. No, I want it to be, I want it to be like petering off. So yeah, not even like going this far. Yeah, just like that. And then get rid of everything else. Oh well, gonna do it all around this way. Grab it, grab it, grab it. I'm really doing such a sloppy job at this point. Inverse, bam. And got through that one. Do you find this part fun or tiring? A little of both. I mean, I'm definitely like, you know, getting a little sick of it. I've done quite a few of these, right? I'm on frame number 54. There were a couple of gaps where the electricity isn't rolling through, but you know, yeah, I'm kind of I just want to be done with it. But that's the thing. I don't have assistants. I don't have anybody else to help me. I don't want to cut corners and do a shitty job. I want to do a good job, but I also want to move on to the next shot, you know? I want to shoot the next shot. So, whoops. So, I gotta quickly merge down and save. It's hard to make this fun for you guys. I appreciate anybody who has the tolerance to watch any of what I'm doing, because I'm just kind of thinking aloud and trying to work through it and let you know what I'm doing when I'm doing it. But it's been such a repetitive process at this point that I'm just kind of repeating myself again and again. But I mostly just want to give people the opportunity to come in and ask questions if they want at any point. And there is a fun challenge to try to make each one of these, you know, look a little different, you know. Let's see. I think I'm succeeding, and it is fun. So let's see now, 55. How many more of these do we got? 1, 2, 3. Basically 3.5 cycles to go. Not too bad, not too bad. Closing in on the finish line here. But do I want to take a little break right now? Yeah, I do. So what should I do? Put on the movie or something? Yeah, it's all part of the process. Exactly. But yeah, first things first, I gotta stretch. Always important. I'll just put the thing on loop for a minute. Hold on. No, not that one. Where'd it go? Did I close it? Nitro, what's going on, man? Alright, I guess I won't take a break. If Nitro's here, plow through. Plow through. Hope everyone's doing good. I'm doing good. How are you doing? What I am doing now is trying to animate these. You might have seen it on my Instagram. So what we got here are 4 frames in a cycle. I mean, so I repeated this process over and over again, shooting 2 plates and 2 frames with the practical effect in there. So this is the first frame, clean frame. Second frame has the electric bolt in it, and these are long exposures that were like 3 seconds long, and I hit it with the a UV flashlight that's used for finding pet urine. You can get them at pet stores. So it makes the blue element glow without really lighting up anything else. So then the third frame, I didn't move anything except the camera. I move it a little closer and get another frame with the electric bolt, and then a last 4th frame without it. And then we're going to combine the first 2 frames and the second 2 frames and have a continuity of a 4-frame arc of animated electricity. And I've already kind of really done some big ones, so now it's supposed to be kind of dying down. So I'm doing alright. Might not fly. Oh, another flying animation. Cool, man. Yeah, that bug guy is really cool. I like him. Okay, so we go to the first frame and we grab that, select all copy, go to the second frame, drop it in, select the background of the second frame, whoops, copy that and bring it back to the first frame and drop it in. So now we've got both frames have the same 2 layers ready to animate. So I got to decide which way this bolt is going to travel. So the last one went up his body up this way, so this one maybe will go down his arm, and maybe just that, maybe just this, you know, because I've really got to slow it down, so maybe it's just those bits right there. So we're going to get rid of everything else. So we grab an eraser, put a pretty big brush, hardness only about halfway. Now I don't know what I'm doing with this I don't know why the eraser, I don't know what I did, but it's a weird setting where the first time you go over it, it's not erasing everything. It leaves a kind of a ghost image there, but that's kind of neat. It's neat for after, but it's not good for before. So we got to get rid of all that crap. And I want it to sort of extend from his neck here, or maybe extend from his chest here, and just do this arc here. But for the very first frame, we're going to keep it to a real minimum and let it creep up. So, and that's called using a plate, a background plate. It's a very common tool for animation editing. Okay, so I have to isolate this little island here. Select it. Then select the inverse. Delete everything else. Now I want to harden these edges a little bit, make it look less like a fade out and more hard edged. So I'm just going to go in closer and kind of try to get these to a finer point. I've done a pretty bad job of making it look electric, so I'm trying to improve that with every one. That kind of looks okay. I'm trying to, you know, like fork it out. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. That's kind of right. Yeah, but something like that. See, I don't know what's going on with this ghost thing where it doesn't get rid of all that. I bumped some setting on my brush halfway through the stream, and now my eraser doesn't work right. So bear with me. I mean, I don't need any of this stuff, but I kind of like how there's a little bit of a glow reflection off of his helmet there, so I don't want to lose that. I'd like to keep that, but I want to eliminate where there's a physical shadow from where the physical element cast a shadow on him, because that it kind of looks cool in some parts but looks really bad in other parts. But see, I like how that stays the glow under his helmet. Alright, so just kind of make this a little different. The first frame I want to keep to a minimum. Alright, so there's that. Moving on to the second frame. Once again, we're going to eliminate most everything. But what's going on? I don't want to search anything. I do like when it branches out in two different directions. Oh, I did it again. I always forget to, when I go to the second frame, I have to flip-flop the layer order so that the plate is underneath the frame with the electric part. Okay, so but you know, maybe I will have it branch in both directions from the first frame. So here's the first frame. Oh, let's get these to the same size. This is the first frame. Second frame. A little too much. But yeah, I'll have it branch both directions and then break off in the center here and continue on over there. But again, I gotta harden up these edges with a finer point, finer tip eraser. Oh, jeez, I just screwed that up. Ugh. Screwing this up here. Let me back up a little bit. Come on. Okay, yeah. Ugh. That's sort of okay. Sort of okay. This is the part that I'm just not as good at, but so yeah, I'm not. Do I go to conventions? I haven't in a long time. I would like to when COVID's over, but I don't feel like it is. So, yeah, these are looking like flames. It doesn't look right. I don't know how to, like, make it into a proper bolt. Like, you know, I wish I was more skilled at this. I don't want it to be too inconsistent with every other one that I did. But again, I do want it to die down. It's supposed to be really minimal at this point. So we'll just try this. Go to the third one. Oh wait, we're not done with that one. Gotta isolate my island. Get rid of everything else. Select the inverse, boom, gone. I didn't even isolate my island, so hopefully there's nothing moving on his helmet there. It did move, huh? Yeah, I gotta isolate my island a little better. Because it did move slightly apparently when I dropped the piece on there. So I just gotta get rid of all this. Oh, not like that. Ugh. It is getting a little tedious at this point. I've done so many of these in a row. But I'm getting sloppier and sloppier instead of better. this time around. I think I sort of was getting better and better at this effect for a little while, and now I'm just scrubbing through it so fast that I think I'm doing a sloppy job. But I think the whole world would, well, I think there's only so much that people would appreciate this work that I'm doing, and they're not really going to care all that much, so I feel like it's, you know, I've got to try to like balance the time I'm spending on it. So anyway, that looks sort of okay. Moving on. So for the third frame, we do the same thing where we grab the whole thing and drop it on the fourth frame. Then do the same in reverse. And flip-flop these layers. Oh, unlock it. And then we're good. Now we erase with a bigger brush. Oh, well. Did that wrong. Something like that. Let's see what the previous one was. Let's get these to the right size again. Cut that down a little more. That's sort of okay. Okay. Gotta isolate my island here. Done with that. Okay. Select around it real quick. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, I screwed it up. Do it again. Then we select the inverse. Delete everything. Oops. Then we accidentally open Dragon Frame. Okay. Boom. Okay. Last frame. Wait a minute. What moved? Oh, nothing. Okay, so for this last frame, I want to get rid of thing at the start. Oh, always start on the wrong layer. Alright, so I'll get rid of this. Something like that. Yeah, sure, good enough. Don't want to overthink it. Just get it done. Now let's isolate these islands. Move on. Oops. Did it again. Hey Dawkins, what's up, bud? When I go too fast, I end up having to do it again, so gotta slow it down, be patient. I mean, I'm using a Star Wars toy box as my mouse pad, so yeah, it really doesn't work very well. It's my little lap desk. Alright, looking good. Fairly good. Let's just isolate it. Oop. Isolate these and grab the inverse. Select inverse. Boom. Get rid of everything else. And is that it? That's our fourth frame. All right. So we got through that cycle. How does it look? I'm rushing it so fast here. Probably looks like crap. Alright, so boom, 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 boom. Whatever. Could be better. Moving on. Did you see that episode of Community Season 6 where they're making the B movie? It's pretty funny. Kind of reminds me of that. Alright. So, I gotta save all these. Yeah, this is the boring part, sorry. I gotta merge everything down and save the file. Yeah, oh, it's about supper time, isn't it, guys? Oh, I'm gonna have to take a little break here and feed my cats in a little bit. Okay, merge down. Probably shouldn't even merge down. I should save them as is in case I want to go back and change it, but maybe that's what I'll start doing. I just don't want to have them be oversized files. Yeah, I know it is. Alright, moving on to the next four. Oh, what's wrong with this one? Alright, so Here are the next 4. Ava, what's up, hon? Do you see Ava? Is she visible here? It's Ava. She's a good kitty. She wants dinner. How's it going, sweetheart? Okay, so the first frame, once again, of the 4 has... Yes, Ava, yes. We will have dinner in a few minutes. First frame is clean. Second frame has the electric bolt. Third frame, same, but the camera's moved in slightly. Fourth frame, removed the electric bolt. Now, combine the first 2 frames and the second 2 frames to create a 4-frame arc of moving electricity. So, select all, copy, move to the second frame, drop it down. Grab the background of the second frame, select all, copy, bring it back to the first frame, drop it down. I'm just trying to speed up my workflow here, so please forgive my rushing through this. So now the first 2 frames have both layers that we need on them ready to go. So we got to decide how's the electricity going to flow in this one. So we're really dropping it down to a minimum here. So I think I'm just going to do maybe this track right here of like up, just this area right here or something like that. But I guess I could also do like a track down here. Oh, but I think that's out of frame anyway. This is all going to be cropped, so this I better not do too much that's going to end up out of frame, huh? Yeah, so we'll just do up here. Oh, but I guess I'll start here, and then it'll branch off to here, and then there, and then we'll see about if it does this branch as well. Alright, yeah, sounds good. Okay, so first of all, we just get rid of most everything except where we're starting. We're starting here, right? Okay. Get rid of all of this. Get rid of all of this. Isolate our little island. Oh, oh, oh. Trim these edges a little more sharply. That's a little overboard. Made it a little too thin. It's got to taper in the right way. I mean, it really looks so fluid and not electric the way I'm doing it. I wish I was better at this, to make some kind of angular looking cuts into this stuff. But anyway, I'm not super skilled. It ends up looking like flame, you know, and that's not really what I want, but it is what it is. we just isolate this. And delete everything but. Alright, select inverse. Delete everything. Now it does seem to still have a little blue electric field around it. I guess that's alright. I can live with it. It's a little sloppy. I don't know. It's real sloppy. It's real sloppy. Tidy it up just a little. Oh, whoops. Alright, kitty cats, it's time for dinner, huh? Okay, I hear ya. I hear ya. Alright, that's looking pretty alright, I guess. Yeah, I know. It's time for dinner. Alright, second frame. I've got to reverse the order of these layers. Yep, I heard you. Alright, we'll have dinner right now. Alright, I'm going to have to take a little break here because my cats are just going nuts. I will put on, what's something from my archives that I can find for you guys to watch here while I'm gone. Bear with me one second while I find dig up something from years past. Here's something really old. Ava, hun, give me just a second, dear. Give me just a second, dear. Give me just a second. Alright. This is only 2 minutes. Alright, well.
The world held its breath this week as scientists in CERN, Switzerland turned on the Large Hadron Collider.
Be right back.
A Big Bang machine that offers to solve the questions of the conception of our universe at best, or at worst, to suck it into a black hole. What you may not know is that a very similar particle collider has been constructed secretly here in the United States. I'm here with Dr. Joshua Fadem, who is going to give us a demonstration on this controversial contraption. Dr. Fadem, can you tell us how it works?
Well, we shoot the two plasma streams toward each other at the speed of light, and then we delicately cross the streams. So, well, how about I just show you?
Tell us, why does the world need two Big Bang machines?
Well, America is number one, so when we caught wind of the Swiss machine a few weeks ago, we decided to rush our own into production. Okay? Ready, Max? Activate proton synchrotron booster.
What's special and different about your collider?
Well, our collider was made with American ingenuity. Therefore, it makes bigger, blacker, cheaper black holes. Hit it, Benny. Fire plasma beam 1.
Bigger black holes? But isn't that dangerous?
No. We're professionals. Fire plasma beam 2. Cross stream delicately.
One more question, Doctor. How will this affect our nation's children?
What?
I said, what about the children?
The children?
The children, Doctor, the children!
Children? What about them?
What if something goes wrong?
You're having children? Oh, no, no, no. You shouldn't be in here if you're pregnant.
Doctor! Look out behind you!
Abort! Oh, my God! Abort! Abort! Abort!
Oh my God, here comes the rapture! I'm coming to you, Jesus! I'm coming!
Alright, that was an oldie from like 15 years ago. Long time ago. Made with puppetry and guest starring the vocal talents of one Josh Fadum, who has gone on to be on Better Call Saul. He was on 30 Rock. He's had his career is absolutely stunning. He's unbelievable. But I used to work with him back at a video store on the west side here in LA called Cinephile. And yeah, so he lent his voice to a couple of my projects, and he's a great guy. He is a great guy. But let me find something else for you to watch, because I'm not done with my break. $1:14. Oh man, come on! I need a longer break than that. All right, I'll do. We will do. ScarJo. Hold on one second. I'm pulling up another thing for you to watch. Oh. What is this? Weird shape. Alright, I don't know what that was about. Hold on, bear with me. Man, this is bad. Oh, it's already. Hey. I'm trying to get it so you can hear it properly. Let me try that again. Oh, come on. Why is it doing this? again. Shield's all messed up. Oh well, I need a proper break. Alright, I'll be back in just a few minutes.
If you could live anywhere in the galaxy, I mean anywhere, which type of planet would you choose? A forest planet? A mountain planet? A desert planet?
I don't know. Maybe a planet with all those things?
Well, I guess that's possible. I've never heard of any.
Loser buys the Kyber Crystal Cream.
Kyber Crystal Cream? You're on. Good call, my young Padawan.
Padawan? We'll see who's the learner and who is the master. Don't make me destroy you. I told you to quit while you were ahead. Looks just like you. Mwah. Wilbur Hood, I love you.
I love... No!
Look out! He's close! He'll tear us all apart.
Don't just stand there. Help me with this. Quickly, everyone take cover.
No, you can't.
I must,
You
dear. I
can't.
must. There comes a day in every man's life when he must stand up and face what must come. We're fine. We're all fine.
Did you hear that? They've shut down the main reactor. We'll be destroyed for sure.
Hush, cut the chatter. Stand back, foul beast. Take that, and that, and that. Take that, take that, take that.
Oh, why did you have to be so brave?
What are we going to do?
Psst. Get the gun. Yeah. Come on. Oops, this is not good. I'm terribly sorry about all this.
This is madness. We're doomed.
Someone has to save our skins.
No, it's too dangerous.
If you'll excuse me, I won't be long.
No, Willow.
Hey, move Milka! I'm trying to be a soldier.
Take it. Take it.
Too close. Evacuate the civilians. Boy, move fast. Take down the beast. It's dead. We've got to get out of here.
Attention, this is Mandalorian. The Empire has taken control of the city. I advise everyone to leave before more Imperial troops arrive.
I gotta get out of here. Oh no. Oh, scrap.
Each planet, I guess.
I don't like sand. It's all coarse and rough and irritating. And it gets everywhere. My dream is to get away from all the sand. Off-world environment somewhere, hermetically sealed, if such a place exists.
All right, sorry about that. Here we go. Thank you for your patience while I took a little break. I'm gonna have to wrap this up pretty soon, actually. Gotta get to my other job. So, where are we at? We're on the second frame of the sequence, right? Yeah, so we got that one to start. Alright, so what are we going to do for the second one? Yeah, alright, so I'm going to get rid of most of it again. Keep this to a minimal. Maybe have it already break. Nah. Get rid of all this. Alright, what's that look like? Just a little bit. pretty good, I think. Now isolate the island and get rid of it. Get rid of everything around it. Alright, good enough. Select the inverse and delete everything. There we go. Moving on to the third frame and the fourth frame. So once again, we select everything, copy, drop it onto the fourth frame. We select the background of the fourth frame, select all, copy, bring it back to the third frame. Then we have to reverse these layers. Oh, did I make that shirt? Yeah, I made the shirt. You kidding me? Unfortunately, it already got removed from my my store, but I do have a couple of them in storage if people really wanted them. I'm gonna try to repost the an updated version of the poster, but remove the word Star Wars and see if I can get away with that. But Disney has already shut down other posters that I had, or other stuff that was on my t-shirt store that was simply characters with no graphics. So I'm not sure exactly what was the, you know, I mean, obviously it says Star Wars right here, but I don't know if I'll be able to get it. The thing is, I'm risking my whole t-shirt account if I repost the same. They say that if you repost designs that have been taken down for legal reasons, then they'll just kill your whole account. So I don't know if you're allowed to tweak it and then say, hey, it's a different image, I removed what was, copyright infringement, or if the fact that, it's a Star Wars character at all, even though he's a background character. Anyway, we'll see what happens. If you really want a t-shirt, I could probably arrange it. Because I've got some. I ordered a couple knowing that it would probably get deleted. Hey, wait a minute. Have we been not able to see what I've been doing the last few minutes? What's going on here? There. Sorry about that. Well, they didn't send me a cease and desist. They just have a fast track to getting the. I'll just look at my emails and see that the design was removed from TeePublic because they're very fast and like. I designed a Lady Gaga T-shirt based on my own image of Lady Gaga. It wasn't anybody else's image of her, but they just killed that. Without any graphics on it that didn't say Lady Gaga, it just was a photo of her, and they just said, nope, you can't sell that, even though it's my photo. But anyway, I guess that's not the way it works. But and the Star Wars ones are the same. But I have a One Direction shirt that hasn't been taken down yet, because I happened to catch One Direction when they visited LA, the very first visit, the very first time, like when they were just becoming a thing, and they visited Hollywood and did a TV appearance a few blocks from here, and I caught them leaving the studio and got them to pose for me in front of the Hollywood sign. Anyway, I made a t-shirt out of it, and so far it has not been removed. But most of my I have a Mandalorian inspired t-shirt on my TeePublic. It's TeePublic /Probot, But I think maybe the O's are zeros, or I don't know if it is. Let me just double check that. Just in case anybody cares. Oops. I can't. All right. I'll look that up later. Yeah, remember Star Wars logo and use a different font. I don't use a different font for hood. Oh my god, I can't do that. What am I supposed to do? It's got to be. That's the thing. It's got to kind of be the Star Wars font. But I guess you're right. It's probably, if I want it to be legal, maybe I have to remove all of that stuff. I really don't know. I really don't know. Let me just try to see that. See if I can find it one more time. No. What? What is going on? I'm trying to find my own TeePublic page, and where the heck is it? Oh well. Yeah, well. Yeah, I don't know what to do about the problem. I mean, I don't know what other font would look good, but I guess I could try a couple, but yeah, yeah, I know. And I mean, to be fair, it is their stuff. I shouldn't really be allowed to make money off of it. But I mean, I'm not making a huge profit. I don't think I sold more than the ones that I bought for myself. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But okay, so what am I doing here? I got to flip-flop these. Sorry, I don't know what the heck happened to my t-shirt store, but I'll have to look it up. There's links on my Instagram and stuff, and there should be a link in my bio somewhere, but I guess maybe it's not easily accessible on my YouTube page. Okay, so what's the previous one look like? That. Alright, so for this one we are going to get rid of all this, get rid of the middle here, get rid of all that. Oh, maybe not that. Something like that. I think this is all going to get cut off at the bottom anyway. Okay, so isolate my little islands. so sloppy, so sloppy. Dawkins, what's up, buddy? Ah. Alright. Isolated my little islands. I am selecting the inverse and deleting everything else. See how that looks. Previous frame. In this frame. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, so now the previous frames. 1, 2, 3. Man, that looks like crap. I really rushed that, so let's just clean that up a little bit. Yeah, I shouldn't have deleted everything, I guess, from this arc, but yeah, no, this is supposed to be really dying down, so it should really, this should be just a little bit here and a little bit there. It just looks messy. Yeah, that's better, I guess. On to the fourth one. No need to overthink it. Ooh, I do it every time. Okay. Now get rid of all this stuff. This stuff. Okay, get rid of this. And all right. Up. Something like that. Oh. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Isolate isolate the islands. See what we're doing here. Whew, man. I want to be done with this. I better call it quits after this. I gotta go. Oh man. Okay, so here we go. Bigger brush. We're on the wrong layer. Wrong layer. Okay, good enough, good enough, good enough. Whoops. Forgot one part. Over here. Oh, wait a minute. I do like how these spots are purple. So we're going to leave that in there. And good enough. Select that out. And select inverse and delete. And so that means we are, whoops, done with this batch. Gotta merge down and save. And I don't know if I'll be streaming for the last few that I've got to do, but if you want to just check back for my next edit, that'll have the updated, all this stuff will be set in motion. It just takes too long to open Premiere and throw it all in there and export it and stuff. It just, my computer's so slow, I don't want to keep everybody waiting, and I gotta get moving. So I did pretty good here. Let's just close this out. You know what? I'll save them without merging down. Quit out of this, see if it does it any faster. Thought it was quitting. Okay. So this isn't the same thing as putting it in the timeline, but let's just see what our frames are looking like here from the start of the scene. From the start of the shot, I mean. I think the effect works pretty well overall. Oh, what's wrong with 56? Oh, you're not even seeing what I'm seeing. God damn it. What's your favorite franchise other than Star Wars? Alien, for sure. Absolutely, without a doubt. Alien franchise. Here, look, I didn't realize that you couldn't see what I was looking at. Hang on one second. Come on, little mouse pad. No, you're not going to give it to me. Okay. Good enough. So, now you'll see what I'm talking about. What's your favorite franchise other than Star Wars, James? So you can see the electricity, not giving it time to load, but electric bolts. Do I like the new Ridley Scott Alien films? Well, now that you mention it, no. No, I do not. And I'm not sure that I'm looking, you know, I guess I trust that the show could be good. But for me, I guess it's always been more about like the first 4 films, and then when they sort of branched off into Alien versus Predator and that stuff, I don't think it's as good. I don't think they have a level of quality that is, you know, sustained along the way. But I don't know. I think this is looking kind of good. I think it'll look alright when... Oh! Alright, so I only have a few more. I'll get it done tonight. And then hopefully post something tomorrow. But I gotta get going. Thank you for chilling with me for a while. And I'll see everybody on the next stream, which will be Wednesday at some point. I'm not sure what time of day. This didn't seem to really attract too many viewers, so I have to keep trying at different times of day to find when people are willing to hang out with me. I love a lot of franchises. Alien franchise is one of my favorites, mainly Alien and Aliens. Yeah, well, those, right, but that's the thing. It's because those two are, to me, perfect films. They're, like, essentially flawless. Even, you know, in some ways more flawless than Star Wars. All the Star Wars films have flaws, but I think are better. Oh, alright. Yeah, I'm gonna go, but, yeah, we'll talk more about our favorite franchises later, because I have I enjoy, like, the Indiana Jones franchise. I enjoy, you know, some of the classic franchises, but I like the Marvel movies, pretty much. But there's a lot of stuff I don't really follow. I don't really do horror films much. I don't really care about that genre at all. So there's a bunch of franchises there that I completely ignore, but, anyway, we'll talk soon, and thanks again for hanging out. I'll see everybody later. Until then, open your toys and play with them.